I am starting off with my eyebrows. First, I'm just taking my spoolie brush to comb through my eyebrows just to brush the hairs to where they look more uniformed. And after I brush the hairs, I just like to take some old mascara, preferably waterproof so that it doesn't smudge. And I comb that through my brows until I feel like they are dark enough. So I'm just combing that mascara through my brows to darken them up to my liking. I don't know what it is, but every few months I get breakouts back to back and they leave such dark spots on my face. I definitely have to start being more consistent with my skincare routine again, because every time my skin clears up, I start to get lazy and not do what I did in the beginning. But after I am done brushing that mascara through my brows, I just take my LA Girl eyeliner pencil in the shade dark brown, and I'm using that to fill in my tail area. I'm just filling in the tail area of my brows, towards the front a little bit, but my main focus with this pencil is just the tail area because I don't want them to look too harsh. And next I like to take a hydrating creamy concealer to outline my brows because it's easy to blend out and it just really melts into my skin and looks very natural. This is the Zara concealer. I don't remember the shade, but I will have the shade and everything in my description box, but I like to use that along with the angled eyebrow brush to outline my brows to make them look as clean as possible. Once I'm done outlining my brows, I go in with a small fluffy brush. Sometimes I use like an eyebrow brush, other times I actually use a concealer brush. It really just depends on what's in sight. Yeah, it really just depends on what's in sight. But in this video, I just took one of my eyebrow brushes and blended out that concealer, and you guys can see how easy that concealer it is to blend, how it just blends into my skin. The shade is like a little lighter in a good way. It doesn't look ghostly or too light. I just love this concealer, especially when I'm doing natural looks, because it just melts into my skin. I don't really buy new primers, you guys, so I've been using this primer for a while now. When it runs out, I might try a new one, I might not, I don't know. I don't really care too much for primers. So how I like to apply that primer is first spread it out with my fingertips, then I like to go in with a makeup brush to blend it out some more, and this just helps the primer dry down a little more before I go in with my makeup. I'm not using foundation today. I'm using my Fenty Beauty skin tint, and I will have the shade on the screen or in my description box. But this skin tint, I really like the skin tint because it's very light. It's like a tinted moisturizer almost. The coverage is light to medium, so I did have to go in with a little more than I normally would, just because my skin has been just acting up and breaking out. So I have all these new dark spots on my face. But how I like to apply this skin tint when I need more coverage is with a brush. I do prefer using a makeup brush rather than a beauty blender or just a regular sponge, because it gives me the most coverage. In the beginning, you guys saw how the nozzle touched my skin. I know that you're not supposed to do that. I understand. You guys don't have to tell me, because I really do. I just hate comments like that, honestly. It's not like I share makeup. I understand the germs, the bacteria, or whatever, how it can break out your skin, etc. But even before my skin was breaking out, it's just normally how I apply the skin tint to my face. So I did go back in and I applied a little bit more of the skin tint to those areas that I still saw like my hyperpigmentation peeking out. Just could not help but apply this to my neck as well, because I have several dark spots underneath my neck now because I keep pulling the hairs that I see, and yeah, they turn into ingrowns and then they turn into a pimple. But anyways, the next thing I'm going to do is just take my Fenty Beauty concealer, and I'm going to use that to highlight my face. I like this concealer because it's mattifying but also creamy at the same time. So it's not too matte to the point where it just settles into all of the fine lines underneath my eyes or my eye bags or the creases underneath my eyes. It is matte enough to where it smooths out my skin without it emphasizing my texture. I like that it gives me a subtle brightness, nothing too bright or not as natural. I'm using a lot of Fenty Beauty products just because I bought that new mascara, and I just felt like I just went in my drawer and just grabbed a lot of Fenty items. I just feel like makeup products work better when it's the same brand. So that's what compelled me to use a whole bunch of Fenty Beauty products in this video. I don't really care for the Fenty Beauty setting powder. I've only tried it like once or twice. I might try it again, I don't know. To set my concealer, I am using two setting powders, my ColourPop translucent setting powder along with my Morphe translucent rich setting powder. And I like to mix those two together because the translucent rich powder, it's light enough to where it gives me brightness underneath my eyes, but I also like how the translucent, just the white powder looks on my skin as well. So mixing those two together just really gives me the right shade of brightness that I want. And I also like that these powders really mattify my face without making my skin look dry or settling into my pores. It really softens my skin, as you guys can see. I don't always mix those setting powders together. It honestly just depends on what concealer I'm using. The next thing I'm going to do is set my skin tint with my pressed powder by ColourPop. It's their Pretty Fresh pressed powder, and I'm just putting that on the rest of my face in the areas I did not apply my setting powder. The only area I will be putting it on top of my setting powder will be my forehead, just to get a much better blend. But other than that, that's all where I'm placing that powder. The bronzer I'm using is my Morphe bronzer. I think this is the Glow Stunner bronzer. I don't remember, but it will be on the screen or in the description box. I'm just applying this bronzer to warm up my face. This bronzer is a very cool bronzer. It does not have a lot of red in it, so it's also not that pigmented. So I just really like to use this bronzer when I feel like I need to take a break from my Fenty Beauty bronzer, and just recently I dropped it and broke it. So it's another reason why I'm stuck using that bronzer. I don't think I would buy this Morphe bronzer again because it just doesn't do much for me. I don't really care for it. Like, it gets the job done, but it's not something that I'm like obsessed with, so I don't see myself buying it again. I am taking my Fenty Beauty eyeliner to draw a very thin, precise line on my lash line to make my lashes appear fuller and longer when I apply that mascara. I've had this I've had this liquid eyeliner pen for a really long time, and I'm honestly very impressed that it has not dried out and it's still very pigmented. Now time for the mascara. So when I picked up the new mascara, I decided to try their original mascara as well because I've never tried any of their mascara. So on one eye, I started off by applying the old mascara so that you guys can kind of see a comparison of each. And I will say I like the mascaras together more than I like them separate. The original mascara gives me a lot of separation and length, while the new mascara gives me a lot of pigment. I like how dark the new mascara is. It's very dark. It makes my lashes look very full. It gives a lot of volume. This mascara also clumps up my natural lashes. Whenever I am wearing the new mascara, I always go in first with the original mascara and then I apply the new one because it makes my natural lashes less chunky. I also like being able to layer mascara without it looking super chunky. So that's one thing that I like when I'm using these two mascaras together. I can apply as much mascara as I want without my natural lashes looking chunky and just caked up with all of that mascara. So you can't really tell how many layers I applied on my lashes, but I like for my natural lashes to stand out. So that's why I apply a few layers until I get my desired look. Next, I am taking my NARS bronzer in the shade Savage, and I am applying that to my cheeks. It's actually not a bronzer, it's a blush, but it reminds me of a bronzer slash blush combined. It has a little bit of shimmer. It's the shade of a copper penny. It just warms up my face, it adds a little bit of redness to my face, but not too much, and it just gives me like a bronzy summery look that I really like. I also put some on my eyelids as well. I am taking my lip scrub from Fenty Beauty. Y'all, I love this lip scrub. It gets rid of all of my dead skin and it makes my lips so soft. So all what you have to do is put it on your lips like chapstick, and then you wipe it off with a paper towel. I like to use this lip scrub with the lip balm that goes with it, but it smells really nice. The scent is not overbearing or overpowering to where it makes you just not want to, I don't know, use the lip scrub. On that paper towel, it's just a mixture of dead skin, makeup, and the lip scrub. But I like how easy it is to just apply the lip scrub, remove it really quick. So especially like in the winter, I like to use this lip scrub if my lips are really chapped. Then I go in with like my Fenty Beauty Pro Kisser lip balm or any lip balm. It just really softens my lips and I love it. On my lips, I'm starting off with my Morphe lip liner in the shade Trendsetter. This is a light brown, just outlining my lips with that lip pencil. And then once I'm done outlining my lips, I go in with my Fenty Beauty Pro Kisser lip balm in the shade Latte Lips. The shade Latte Lips that I'm using on my lips is like this brown, it's like a nude pink, but it has like brown undertones, and it goes very well with this overall look. I also went back and outlined my lips with my LA Girl Precision Eyeliner Pencil in the shade Dark Brown, because I have that skin tint on. I want it to last as long as possible, so the all-nighter spray really helps with that. While the setting spray is drying, I am taking some more setting powder with a sponge this time to add some more brightness underneath my eyes. And I like to do this after I apply the setting spray because it just looks better in my opinion. It gives me a mattifying look, but also I still have that dewiness, as you guys can see. I don't normally apply mascara to my bottom lashes, but I'm always compelled to do something new while I'm filming, and I don't know why I do that, but I decided to apply some mascara to my bottom lashes, you guys. The ad for this mascara, I've seen one of the models, she had on this mascara and her bottom lashes looked so good, and I don't know why my delusional self thought that my lashes would look like hers, because I'm pretty sure her natural lashes are super long and I only have about 3 bottom lashes, you guys. So when I was done applying this mascara to my bottom lashes, I did not like it. It looked like I got done crying or something, but I just had to roll with it. I don't know what it is, but I'm just not really a big fan of mascara on my bottom lashes. It just makes me look like I've been crying or something, or it just gives me like a sloppy finish, and I think it's partially because I don't have no bottom lashes. I don't know, y'all, but this is the finished look. Very easy, very quick, light, soft, airy, bronzy. I just feel so pretty, and I really like just this overall look. But let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, you guys.